Hey guys, and welcome back again to another episode of the Digital Artcast. Your home for all things concept art and digital art related. I'm Gordon Neill, and again I'm joined by my co-hosts in Canada, Colin.
Canada.
Canada.
Hey
Just
guys, what's up?
blame Canada for everything. It's not really even a real country anyway, so yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys really live?
Specifically blame me.
Yeah.
Like if you want someone to just dump your shit on, just be like, Colin did it.
Do you guys? Does your reality really exist in 8-bit, like South Park depicts in its game?
Yeah, dude. Like every time we Skype, haven't you seen my head like flapping on one tiny little like back hinge or something?
Hey guys. So this
Oh
week's
yeah, my voice is also high pitched, but we're just correcting it in like audition or something.
Yeah, that's it. I was going to say this week's podcast is a boot, but no, I'm not going to do that. It's a
Oh
cheat.
my
It's a
god!
cheat.
Actually, have you seen Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2?
Oh no, not yet. But I have seen the first one.
So in that one, they're both pretty fantastic. But in that one, there's like cucumber creatures, and they're really oddly designed, but they're hilarious because like it's basically a cucumber with a split in it,
Uh-huh.
and then there's eyes on the top split, and then like the section in the middle is the mouth, and the
Alright.
heads just like flap back and forward, and I'm just like, that's exactly like South Park. And it's hilarious because these things eat like sardines,
Uh-huh.
but basically all they do is they just put sardines in between their two halves and then flap until they disappear. And I was just like, holy fucking shit, that is so funny.
That was a. I'm sure that was. If I'm right, I don't know if this is 100% true, but I can slightly remember that my friend Matt Gazer. I'm sure he done concepting for that, or he was involved. I think he was even maybe an executive producer. I can't remember, but yeah, I'm sure Matt did work on that at one point. But yeah, Cloudy's amazing. That was based on a kid's book, right? That was a children's book. Yeah, I
And
thought it was.
Phil Lord and someone Miller took that shit and just they made two really good films out of it. They're actually the ones directing Han Solo.
Oh, nice. Oh, cool.
I'm
Yeah.
kind of hoping that's just like a one movie thing and not a trilogy, because like just do one film and don't milk it. Just keep it small, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I think a lot of people are having the panic button now because Disney's acquired the license for Star Wars, so they think they're going to basically just milk it as bad as the Marvel universe, and I'm hoping that's not going to be the case. So
It's kind of already happening, but the reason that it's flying right now is because everything they produced has been so good. Like even
Yeah.
stuff like Battlefront, which is technically a flop,
yeah,
it's still so good that no one really has an issue right now.
yeah, and they even
Large
said
scale,
that
anyway.
yeah, that game was half finished, but it was still to a point that it was good enough. So
No, it's funny. Like we've talked about this before, but at this point, almost a year after it was released, with the last DLC, I finally consider it a finished game.
I'm waiting for the old Battlefront 2 to get announced at next year's E3. So
Yeah.
still hoping that the guys at Visceral who did Dead Space, whatever they're working on Star Wars wise, I'm very interested in that because it looks sabry, hack and slashy combat, so
It's gonna be
gonna
good.
be good. Okay, so back on track. This week I have mostly been doing weeks in review. Where am I? What the hell am I doing? Oh my god, it's too late in the night for this, but what the hell? Yeah, so a week so far has been between part-time work and university. I've been doing some more Inktober stuff because it's October. Yay! So I've been drawing some Inktober stuff, but I have fell slightly by the wayside. I'm 2 drawings behind, but I have finished one recently, which I'm about to post. So I'll only be 1 behind. But yeah, less momentum for it this year. And I don't know if it's because university's ramped up a little bit, so I spend a little bit more time there. Also, I got one of my first ever freelance gigs. So yay!
Nice.
Go for
Yo,
it.
what are you doing? Unless you can't talk about it.
I can't talk about it.
Yeah, or
Um,
publicly anyway.
yeah. So it's just a small gig. It's a comic book cover. So that will be coming out towards the end of the year. But it's just for a friend. It's nothing major, but it's a piece of work that I'm getting paid for that is not related to a job. So like it's a goal for me because it is my actual first ever piece of proper freelance. So
That is
um,
technically freelance.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So I'm taking it as a win. But yeah. So I'm doing that.
Did it.
Doing that, working on that. So I'm doing some thumbnails just now for her, and deciding when she picks, I'll start rendering that up. It's going to be painted instead of drawn, and then yeah, That's going on, and then also, this only actually happened tonight, but I can talk about this. Maybe not in 100% detail. Well, I can actually because she publicly posted it on her Facebook, so
Mm.
I couldn't see any reason why no. But it's not a job or anything. It's nothing. It's like NDA. But Suzanne, who is Titus's girlfriend, she is doing a round of one-to-one mentorship things. So she's taking people on for like a couple of weeks and walking them through like specific improvements that they want to go through.
Yeah.
So like obviously she tries to get you to pick like a goal in mind about where you want to be in a couple of like weeks time, and she's basically going to push you in that direction. So I've signed up for her kind of like top tier one where it's like a one-to-one every single week. And she hands out like assignments, like stuff she thinks that'll help you improve. You obviously do them, and then the week after she'll get back to them, do paint overs, talk to you, and like she said she wasn't going to use Skype. It was going to be something like more modern in view or something like that. I can't remember anyway, but something that'll basically allow me to talk to her for an hour.
Nice.
In Sweden where she is just now. And yeah, just gonna soak in as much of that as I can because I'm hoping to go for an art test in a studio just after Christmas. So I'm wanting to obviously try and rank up my skills as much as I can. And Suzanne is an amazing artist. You know, she's worked obviously at Sony with Guerrilla Games. She done stuff. You know, she worked on stuff like Horizon Zero Dawn and Killzone. And then she was at Mood for a while, so she's done work on the new Hitman game.
Yeah.
As well as like a lot of other stuff. So yeah, she's going to be a great teacher, and she's really good at teaching. Like even at like such a young milestone in her career, like she's on Twitch constantly, either doing paint overs or feedback, and then their own channel she does the same. So she's like, and then she used to write like really in depth blogs. Like obviously we've done the podcast, but way back in the day when I was first getting into concepting, a guy who is now a huge movie conceptor, but he was formerly Ubisoft in France, but he actually pointed me towards Suzanne's blog she did on DeviantArt years and years ago about what it's really like to be a concept artist. And yeah, I've kind of followed the work ever since until obviously just recently I've started to get to know her and talk to her more, and also I met her in person at industry workshops with Titus. But yeah, so she's brought these mentorship things up, and I was like yeah man, let's do it. So and the pricing's great. I mean, especially for the amount of like time she's going to give up to talk to you. It's very reasonable for someone who's as professional as she is. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I think my first meeting with her is this week.
Yeah, she's only a few years older than me, right?
Yeah, I think. Oh God, no, I'm not going to guess her age, but she's especially younger than me. Yeah, I'm sure because Titus just turned 30, and I'm pretty sure that she is younger than Titus and myself.
Yeah.
So yeah, probably just a little bit older than you. But yeah, but again, she's been she said she started painting 6 years ago. But she's always like, "Oh, I'm such a beginner in the industry." I'm like, "Well, really, you've had a really good, you've had a really good career so far." But yeah, so she's going to be doing a bit of mentorship with me, which is great because I was looking at Darkins at one point to try and get him to kind of take me through stuff, but his is again very well priced because the guy is obviously super professional and like a legend to learn behind, but. It was just a little bit too much money. I was a little like, I don't think I could really spare that much cash. But
getting up into like the Craig Mullins range there.
yeah. I mean, like especially with the art portfolio he was doing, it was $900 for the art
something like that. For,
yeah.
I think like a month or something or close to that.
Yeah. But again, for Craig, that's maybe pennies compared to what it would actually cost to hire him. But yeah. And plus the guy's a legend. Like even for him to glance over your portfolio would be an honor. Yeah? So
yeah.
But yeah, so Suzanne is taking me on under her wing for the next couple of weeks. I don't know how long it's going to last. She did say that she's doing this first round because she's got 5 spots open for the top tier, which is the one I'm in, and then I think she's got like 10 spots open for the one below it.
Bro, you're top tier. Holy shit. Sort of.
Yeah, just because I'm paying the coin. But yeah, so she says she'll see how long it lasts because she wasn't sure if she's going to do like it kind of like permanently. Like it would maybe just be a month or two, and then go back to freelance, and then obviously because for the money she's charging, even for the amount of people she's filled up already in the slots, I kind of worked out. I was thinking, well, it's for her as a professional, it's maybe not a grand amount. I mean, I I could probably tell, like, because again, she's put this all over our Facebook about how much it was going to cost. So it's not like I'm really spilling secrets here, but she's
Hold on, I'm just gonna go look it up right now.
Yeah, yeah. So it's I think she was saying it was 150 euros for like.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, a weekly one where we hang out for an hour, 150 euros, 9 hours talk time.
Mhm.
Cool. And then 50 euros for 2 hours talk time in one go.
Mhm.
Oh, so it's just two then. Yeah.
Yeah.
4 out of 5 slots taken. So she has 12 people already. Holy shit.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a lot of time. Holy fuck.
Definitely, yeah. And I was thinking, obviously, for the money she's taking in, you're even the 5 slots at 150 euros. You
Dude.
know, yeah.
That's I mean, like, but to be fair, 9 hours for 150 euros. That's like, I don't even want to do the math there, but that's. I mean, like I guess she technically could be doing things while she's talking to people, but that's like a decent hourly rate, I guess.
Yeah, I would think so, especially for someone of her caliber. Definitely think it's.
And she's more doing it for people. Like, yeah, it's for profit, but it's. I think she's sort of taken the George Eliot mentality of like put knowledge out into the industry, because it'll eventually come back to you, and people will remember you as someone who helped them, and you know. Yeah.
I mean, definitely. It's. I've always been told, especially a lot of the guys I've studied books on, who are guys like your Mark Zuckerberg and stuff, and they always say that the most successful people in the world are always people who bring others up with them. So Suzanne's one of the people, same as Titus and a lot of other people I've met.
Sounds like my grandfather.
But yeah, so she's doing a solid to everybody really, and helping them out. So yeah, it was over 6 weeks. Again, 6 weeks at 150 euros. It's just again, for what I'm getting, I think it's a decent rate. So yeah, looking forward to that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, again, just university's ramping up. Try to tidy bits off for a couple of hand-ins I've got. And painting, drawing, and yeah, Inktober, yay. So that's my couple of weeks in review. And obviously, if you guys haven't heard our previous episode, we interviewed Jort last week, and well, it was a while back, but we released the episode last week. And if anybody reads Imagine Effects, he was just featured in that. He done a whole section on concepting vehicle design. So
nice.
If you guys are a fan of Jort's interview, pick up Imagine Effects, and you guys can check out his interview in that. I think it's like 6 pages he done. Just on vehicle design. So and I think he built the initial vehicle concept in SketchUp. So yeah, it's a really good read actually. So yeah, definitely check it out. So yeah, Colin. Now, the problem with Colin, when he's going to talk about a lot of his stuff, because he's Mr. Professional, I have an amazing job.
I don't know how much I can actually say.
Yeah. Colin will probably eventually, one day, far from now, be able to tell you what the hell he's talking about. But for now...
One day, maybe even like next week, I don't know. Like, it really depends on how this thing progresses. But
yeah.
Like I guess I'll just do like a rundown where I basically try to say a shitload in like a couple of words.
Yeah.
Or like maybe say very little in a lot of words. I don't know, but so everyone knows I work for Elliot, and George is a pretty sort of well-connected guy, and he was able to connect with a very large a studio. I'm not even going to say what kind of studio it is, based on someone who had worked for him previously. They got in contact with him to do some really high-level stuff. And so George is like, "Hey, Colin, give me like all of the stuff you have on your hard drive right now. I'm taking it over there, and I'm gonna be like, yo, let's collaborate on this." And everything worked out, and I'm putting together like a development team to sort of work on stuff that's coming in from the studio. It also pays definitely not significantly better than what I'm already getting paid, but more so than what I'm getting paid now. So. Yeah. Like the amount of experience, the people I'm meeting over at the other studio, and even just watching how George interacts with people, like that, and just like I'm picking up so much shit.
Yeah.
And I was talking to him a couple of days ago. I'm just like, "Yo, George, I am learning so fucking much." He's just like, "You're like 6 months out of school, dude. This does not happen." Yeah. To many people, like he said, like for me personally, this didn't even happen to me. Like I was working bitch jobs for like 2 or 3 years, primarily at Nelvana. Yeah. He was actually telling me some stories about Nelvana too, which I might even get into later, because Oh man, there's some fucked up shit that went on there in the 80s. But yeah, basically things have taken a turn for the insane in my
Yeah,
life, and I'm just trying to sort of keep up with it.
yeah.
But this weekend I switched gears again. I got back to work on my freelance stuff. Got actually quite a bit done, and there's still technically one more day left in the weekend because we have Happy Genocide Day over in Canada and the U.S. too. Even though I think U.S. has a different Happy Genocide Day. Same thing though.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, because like
I
even just pulling back, just quickly, just talking about what you were telling me when you first told me, because obviously we were having the conversations outside of the podcast, but when you told me what you were or who you were working for, I was
Yeah, not
even
what I was working on. I haven't told anybody yet.
yeah,
Don't
yeah. No, no, but I get
tell anybody ever until the NDA is not a
yeah.
thing.
Oh no, definitely. But even I was like, holy shit. Yeah, like just the whole momentum of what you were taking on. Yeah, it was just
Yeah,
yeah.
like I first had to stop shitting my pants, like stick a plug up there or something, and then just like fuck. But here's the thing though,
Hmm.
like even in the past 2 weeks, I've gotten so good at just taking this information in, freaking out about it, and then sort of moving past the freak out and actually getting stuff done. And then
Hmm.
when the next even more insane thing rolls in and like thing that I've got to step up my game even more for,
Hmm.
I freak out a little less,
Hmm.
and I'm getting used to basically having to pitch stuff in front of 12, 13 very high powered people at a much larger studio.
Yep.
And but the thing is, I got a guy in my corner who knows his shit,
Hmm.
and like we play off each other really really well. So like
Hmm.
things are going good right now. And
Hmm.
one thing I'm noticing though, um uh basically to do this stuff, we've sort of got to pull together a team that can handle it. People that can draw really really industrial designy technical kind of stuff, and also people that can paint, and storyboard artists for storyboarding.
Hmm.
But I'm finding that I want to call in people who were in my year and I know and are my friends,
Yeah.
but I'm finding like I actually don't know if these people can handle it. So I'm having to go to people who graduated ahead of me,
Hmm.
or people I met at Edge Control,
Hmm.
and being like, "What's up? I got some work for you. You're interested? You want to come over, take a look at it, sign an NDA, so you can't talk about it outside the studio."
Yeah.
And I'm finding that the people that really really put the work in at school, or just had time in the studio after school,
Hmm.
like that's why you really really got to kick your own ass when you're in school,
Hmm.
because someone like me or like someone else might run into this insane opportunity that's totally legit. Like this isn't a thing that's about to happen. It's been happening for 2 weeks,
Hmm.
and like I'm wishing that I could call on certain people, but I can't because of my own personal reputation. Like I can't
Hmm.
bring someone in who couldn't be able to handle it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Because you're putting your
yeah,
neck on the line for putting these people up in front of George, and if they show less than what you expected, then that obviously reflects on you. Yeah.
yeah, that's and I mean like that's a lesson that I got to learn real quick too, because there's a whole bunch of people that I wanted to call and I almost did, and I was just like, wait a second, like I need to evaluate, is this even a good idea? And
Yeah.
in most cases, no, it wasn't. I had to go to people that I don't actually know as well.
Yeah.
Like for example, one of them is it actually tutored me in first year, and he was graduating that year. And now all of a sudden, I'm going back to this guy. I'm like, hey, dude, you want to come work on some cool shit? And I actually don't know if he's on board yet, but I'm
Right.
assuming he will be,
Uh-huh.
because he was part of a studio in Toronto that crashed. He was doing some, I think, matte painting stuff for them. But yeah,
Hmm.
so I don't know where it's gonna go. It's the kind of thing where it's scary, but it's also really exciting because I have no idea
Hmm.
what I'm gonna be doing day to day, week to week. It's just like it's cool.
Yeah. But
And
it's
that's
a great,
pretty
it's
much
a
all
good
I can say.
opportunity for you. Yeah, I mean, it's like you said when you took it on, it's opening these doors that, you know,
That really should not be open yet, but
yeah,
they somehow are. So I'm just going with it.
yeah. I mean, it's difficult because you can't say specifically what it is or who it's for, but we both know in our experience that it's a major deal. It's a big thing. Yeah. So.
Yeah, and I mean like that's pretty much all I got to say about it. It's
Yeah.
If I said any more, I'd be getting into dangerous. Here's the thing, though. I
Uh,
probably could mention the studio. I
mhm.
definitely can't mention the project because, like, it's literally unannounced NDA, especially because this is public. So yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
that's all I'm going to say about it for now.
Mhm.
Later, if things are announced or I become more comfortable with it, or George is just straight up like tell everybody,
Yeah.
then yeah. But
It's
for
funny.
now, I'm keep.
Yeah, keeping it under wraps, but it's just funny on a side note there to cut you off, but I just remembered this story when I was watching Graham Norton. We have, I don't know if you've ever heard of him, he's a talk show guy across here, Graham Norton, and he had John Boyega, and Daisy Ridley from obviously Star Wars, and they were
Yeah.
talking about like when they interviewed for like the parts, and when they found out that they got them, and John Boyega had obviously like just got the part, and they were like, great, you can't tell anybody, because this was months and months before they even announced. I think they started filming,
Yeah.
and they said, you can't tell anybody what's happening or that you've been cast, and he was like, oh, cool. And I remember he said the first thing he's done is he got in the taxi to go home. He said to the taxi driver, he was like, all right, mate, just got a part in Star Wars. And the taxi driver was like, all right.
Yeah, but just just for anybody listening, anybody that may be able to slam me because NDA or whatever, Gordon doesn't know what the project is, but he does know the studio. Like I haven't told anybody, anything that'll break the NDA, I will never open my mouth about. I'm good for it. Just covering my ass here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's cool.
Yeah. So apart from the stuff you're taking on at work, obviously October's rolled around, so how are you finding Inktober? Because I know you've been drawing.
I was so excited for it.
Yeah.
Because like the first time I tried, I dropped out a week in and I was not posting any of my shit.
Yeah.
And then last year, I still wasn't posting my stuff. I was like, I don't like anything. And around like the second last day, I just fell off the wagon. I was just like, fuck this, like, bleh.
Yeah.
And but now, I don't know. Like I think it may have been the 2 months or like more of a month. At work, being forced to draw on a sketchbook constantly every day, 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
That kind of got me back into it, and I've sort of picked up where I left off 2 or 3 years ago. With pencil drawing and inks and markers and coloring and everything like that. I'm friggin' loving it. I don't think I'm ever gonna stop. 9 days in, or actually 10 days tomorrow, I'm just like it's reawakened the love of doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and you even said you were happier with the stuff you were producing this year. Like, even you were liking what you were drawing.
Yeah, I no longer despise certain things. I'm by no means satisfied with them, but I just look at the stuff and I'm just like, you know what? I can finally see where this thing is going. It's going to take another 5 or 6 years for me to truly be like, okay, this is awesome, but or for whatever kind of style that I'm developing to fully mature, because that's what multiple people have told me. You're going to need another 5 or 6 years of consistent development and drawing to have like a style that people go like, that's that kind of thing. But even so, like now I'm just like, it's no longer painful, at least most of the time.
Yeah, I mean, because like, I think it's just an internal struggle. We've talked about this before with motivation, but it's something that everybody struggles with, which is just general motivation to draw. But I have noticed myself, the more I'm getting into painting and drawing again, and I've not been posting stuff because I'm not going to be getting into the habit to posting every single thing I'm doing, but the more I'm getting better at certain things, the more it is pushing me to do more, because I think the typical thing is obviously when you draw stuff and you hate it, you're like, no, I'm not going to draw anymore, I don't want to do this, I hate it, and you throw the sketch pad out the window. But when you start doing a little bit better, you're more motivated to do it. So yeah.
You know what? The way I liken it, or I guess what I liken it to, is very, very, very slowly developing a superpower. And like every time you get a little better at it, you're like, oh shit, this is no longer lame and painful. It's actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then like you can see people who have been doing it for like years longer, and they have actual awesome superpowers, and they're blowing people's minds with it. But you understand what they're doing because you're also doing the same thing, sort of.
Yeah.
And like that's sort of how I see my own work. I do a thing, and I'm just like, whoa, I actually kind of like this. I should keep going now. It's like forward circular motivation, I guess, is what it kind of is.
Yeah, because people obviously see success as, well, there's a kind of thing on the internet where it says success is like an iceberg, because obviously with most icebergs, as people might know how they're created, and like the polar caps, but the top obviously sticks out the top of the ocean there, but icebergs actually descend like hundreds of feet below the ocean, and what they're saying is that this bit at the bottom is all the struggles and hours you've put on task, and the top bit is what people see, and people see your drawings and go, oh my god, that's incredible, you're so talented, and you're like, nah man, I just spent like 10,000 fucking hours drawing the same thing over and over again till I could draw it good.
Pretty much, yeah.
And you always said you put a lot of your success down to so much life drawing throughout your time.
Life drawing and just like drawing in general. Actually, I don't know if it's entirely attributed to this, but I remember in second year just sitting down and like, till 3 a.m. or all day just doing like hand studies and anatomy studies on the computer, and then also in my sketchbook, and obviously the 2 or 3 years of hardcore life drawing I did.
Yeah.
I can only say about 2 to 3 years because in my first year, yeah, that was hardcore. Second year, still going pretty strong. Third year, I kind of fell off a little bit, and fourth year, I was pretty much only doing it in class or when I absolutely needed to because I had my film. But
Yeah.
all that adds up to around 3 solid years of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, like, I really got to get back to doing it. But yeah, like I can attribute a large chunk of what I can do now to that. You know,
Yeah, definitely.
It's drawing naked people, which is, I mean, it's still creepy. I don't get creeped out by it, but it's a creepy kind of thought. Like,
yeah, but then again,
people, yeah,
the stuff you were doing was more, especially the tunes on tap kind of thing. It was kind of themed. It wasn't always like the generic life drawing stuff. You were always
yeah,
the same.
that's
some
true.
Some of the ones that was themes where guys were dressing up in. Remember the
or
guy?
even at Sheridan, like they did have like themed costume life drawing too, especially in fourth year. I think that's that's actually all it was. But
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, I mean, and
costume
again,
life drawing is also a lot harder than nude life drawing.
yeah, because then obviously you're building in cloth and light more than that stuff. But yeah, I mean, like even when we interviewed, or well, you interviewed Matt, you know, he always said something that you know, my friend Becca, she actually reposted it when she reshared it, but she talked about how Matt said, you know, once you have a fundamental in drawing, it emulates across everything else that you do. You know, he was talking about how guys turn into monsters who then use ZBrush or Maya, you know, that are really good 2D artists. It just walks across everything you do from then.
Pretty much, yeah. Drawing is where it starts, and from then on you can branch out into 3D, into painting, or a combination of the two. But those are like the three main sort of like what you do in this industry kind of things.
Yeah, and again,
photos, 3D, painting, and drawing. Yeah.
Yeah, and you were saying you were working with markers more and stuff like that as well, and more pen and ink. So, have you found coming back from like using the Cintiq, going back to pen and paper? Because you were saying like you rediscovered paper. Like, is that?
Yeah, it's pretty much what it was.
Yeah, and is that something that's obviously motivated you to draw more? Finding that again.
Yes, because I remembered just how much I like drawing on paper, even though like when people generally say, "Oh yeah, like I drew on paper all the time," they're remembering like 20 years of doing it, whereas I'm remembering 1 or 2 years of doing it. But that was enough. Like that was enough to get me on board. Yeah. And then of course I discovered a tablet and Photoshop, and that was pretty much, you know, by the wayside. But the other thing about drawing on pen and paper, as sort of cliche as this sounds, it's kind of a novelty, because the amount of people that draw on pen and paper in days like today, not very much. Like people do it when they start, and then they discover Photoshop, and that's it. But the few people that still do it, like a lot of comic book artists or people like Jake Parker, or you know, people that do that, it's just like you and you see them posting on Instagram, you're like, whoa, you do that on paper? It must be so much harder. And I'm just like, well, if you can draw, not really. I mean, like less undos, but that's what an eraser's for. And, you know, like once the drawing is solid, I don't actually find inking to be that difficult, really.
Yeah.
I mean, like obviously you've got to solidify the drawing, and that's what's hard. But once you're more or less happy with it, I just go over it with a kneadable eraser and erase like 70% of it, and you know I can still see it.
Yeah.
Or if it's like a color erase, like an orange or a blue, I just do it even harder because that's harder to get off the page. But
yeah.
Yeah, I just go. I mean, like I have a shitload to learn inking too. Like I'm following a lot of people that are, you know, like they have all these different inking styles, and I'm trying to pick up, you know, little things from like Jake Parker, for example, or I've started looking at rake stuff, or even people that I know personally that are just way the fuck better than me, and I'm trying to steal as much shit as I can and put it into my stuff, and I'm just like, man, if I keep going with this and I actually finish Inktober. You know, like I noticed even from the beginning, my drawings have gotten progressively a little better. Like seriously, day 1 to 10, like, and the comfort levels increased. It's just, he's nice.
Yeah, very good. And I mean, obviously, you were saying that the way Jake's put it up, you can follow like a kind of set theme where every day was a different word. But how have you been planning out your Inktober's? I mean, like for me, for instance, like, I'm really flying by the seat of my pants. Like when I see something maybe that I want to emulate, or I see a cool picture and I think I could change that slightly, I'm just going with it. But are you pre-planning your stuff more, or?
You know what? It's seat of the pants, but it's a different kind. Like for example, I'm looking at them. Most of them are up on my wall right now. So the one of the alien chick, that's sort of fan art for a game that's currently being kickstarted. I think it failed, but they might still be going ahead with it.
All right.
And then there's one for Rogue One, which I'm obviously into. And then of course there's the one with C-3PO, which is actually fan art for like a redone version of C-3PO. It's on YouTube. It's fucking hilarious. He's like this horrifying psychotic monster, basically.
Jesus. Wow.
They basically redubbed C-3PO, and it's so funny. It's amazing. Like like in this universe, he's responsible for the destruction of Alderaan,
Oh
and
God.
and like he basically forces R2 to plug into the Death Star and blow it up. And then Vader and Tarkin are just like, what the fuck just happened? It's amazing. And then remember in episode 2, when they go to the droid foundry,
Yeah.
in this universe, it's actually on Tatooine, and C-3PO has been Creepio technically. He's been there for 10 years, slowly building up this horrifying underground machine where he's like merging the humans of Tatooine with robot bodies and like.
Oh God.
And then R2's like, dude, this is fucked, and then he blows the place up. And so, of course, because I love this so much, I had to draw C-3PO, eating flesh.
Oh God.
And then the biker chicks are just my love of motorbikes and, sexy people that ride motorbikes.
Yeah, very good.
And what?
I was just going to say the flesh eating C-3PO reminds me. Have you ever watched Llamas with Hats?
This sounds very familiar.
Oh shit, it's an animation studio, and they done oh shit, what else did they do? They done Charlie the Unicorn.
Oh, I have seen this.
Yeah.
Yes,
So they done this thing, Llama with Hats, and it's basically two llamas, but one of them's like a psychopathic killer.
Yeah.
But
And the other one's like, what the fuck, man?
Carl. Basically, yeah. So the see-through it totally reminded me. But yeah. I know. I mean, like again with the way you've drawn them, I was actually thinking because I'm sure the first day that Jake Parker, I think the first day he had was something. I'm sure it was fast or faster or speed or something like that. And when I saw the one with the bike, I was like, oh, maybe Colin's doing the like falling.
And I was, I was aware of the list and I was aware of the themes, and I was just like, hey, this kind of matches up, but I actually don't care because I'm doing my own thing.
Well, that's what he was saying. He just talks about how it was an exercise to just be drawn every single day, which he feels that not enough people do, even on a professional level. And he was saying he knows people who work in studios that aren't drawn every single day, and they say that it's like we've talked about how it's like muscle memory. It's no like when you talked to Matt, you talked about how he said it's like it's unlike riding a bike where if you don't do it for a couple of days, you can't just hop back on. You do feel the sluggishness. You do feel like your hand doesn't know what it's doing.
It's sort of like being a high performing athlete. I may have even said that, but if you're a high performing athlete and you're off for like a weekend, you feel it. And like I've felt it before. You go back and you're just like, whoa, it's like I've been off for a month.
Yeah.
Even though it's been 2 days of not doing it. And actually, after I think it was yesterday, I still have, what's funny? I have a pile of like 3 drawings that I did prior to Inktober. Spoiler alert, I'm cheating on Inktober. But the 3 drawings that I haven't posted yet. But the thing is, I might not post them because I've been consistently, with the exception of 2 or 3 days that I just couldn't push anything out, I've been drawing every day. So like, it's all good.
Yeah.
I might just post those after Inktober, be like, so this is what I was going to post if I didn't have time to, draw anything on that particular day.
Yeah.
But now I've come up with a sort of how many things are on this list? 1, 2, 3, 4, about 10 or so. With like 10 more things that I planned out for the next couple of days.
Yeah.
And they're just based on things that I just happen to be into right now. Most of it's fan art. Like, for example, 2 characters from the new Gears of War game. Those really cool robots that you fight.
Oh, yeah.
A couple of Star Wars Rebels characters, Samus, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So yeah, I'm just gonna slowly work through that list. It's funny. I'm still gonna have to come up with another 10 things after this, though.
Yeah, but it's great though because again, you're getting, like you said, you're rediscovering drawing for yourself, and that is the major thing. Because when the last we talked, you were talking about how you were struggling to get back into your personal work.
Yep. And now all of a sudden I'm just like, but the thing is, like what I considered personal work to be before this was like sit down and do like a crazy high rendered painting. And I was like, that's personal work, like that's fan art. That's going to make me money. I can make it into a print.
Yeah.
I can put it up on my online store. I can start a Patreon with that kind of stuff.
Yep.
And that's still in the plan. But right now, I think what I need to do is and because I have freelance work and I got the crazy full-time shit going on, like I got to get myself back into like just drawing and
Yeah.
sketching and
Mhm.
drawing for fun as opposed to like, oh yeah, this has got to make me so much money. And
Yeah.
I think that's what the difference is. And I got Jake Parker to thank for that because
Yeah.
like he came up with the thing, but I also have myself to thank because I forced myself to do it, except
Yeah.
it's no longer forcing myself because I'm actually, I mean, I sound like I'm just sitting here right now, but I'm like halfway through a sketch,
Uh-huh.
which I'm going to start inking after we probably stop.
Yeah. But again, and I was talking about this with a friend the other day, another artist friend, and they were talking about they've made an Inktober playlist. I'll try and share it below, but you said that one of the greatest things that got you through a lot of times when you didn't want to draw was motivational speaking on YouTube. Is that right?
You know what? I've been listening to like, for example, Les Brown, Eric Thomas, who likes to really fucking yell at people, which I find hilarious. Um,
I know one guy,
uh,
an African American guy. I think was it TJ or AJ or oh god, he wears like a red cap and a red jumper. Oh my god, you'll know who I'm talking about.
yeah,
The guy says
sounds familiar.
you want
He
it.
might even be Eric Thomas. No?
E.T. Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, E.T. He
Yeah,
loves to yell at people.
yeah, that's it. That's the guy. That's the one guy I've listened to, and I've been like, holy shit! Like the guy's like, if you don't want it as bad as you want to breathe, tells a story about the guy walking into the ocean. Like,
Yeah, that's exactly it.
yeah. So and that's I've just found
As bad as you want to breathe.
yeah, pretty much. Like you think it's a total myth, like you're going to be like, ah, no, this isn't going to help at all. But I've seriously listened to that stuff and thought, fuck, man, I want to start drawing. Like, I want to do something. Like it does pump you up. Like, and that's probably why this guy is so successful because he has this thing where he can scream at people and they actually want to move. So
Yeah, he in one of his speeches, he was getting kind of meta with it, which was kind of funny. He was
Yeah.
talking to an NFL team, and he was just like, this is my job. I'm trying to motivate an NFL team, saying this to an NFL team, and he's just like, I'm gonna give this my all, cause like this is some high level shit. So
Yeah.
if I'm out here giving my all to motivate you motherfuckers, like you guys better give me your all by actually doing your friggin' job.
yeah.
You know, like I love people like that.
Yeah, and that's the difference I think when inspiring people and just like shouting at people. Like he has a way of talking to somebody that does.
It's not insulting. Like you
Yeah.
know that he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, definitely. And has that been like your drive behind when you're drawing, or are you?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no. If I need it, then I put stuff like that on. My favorite speaker is probably Les Brown,
Right.
another African American guy.
Mhm.
Like anytime I need to hear someone talk,
Mhm.
I put him on, and then that's enough.
Yeah, definitely. And like it's great again because it does. I think it actually extends past your drawing because sometimes when you listen to things and you do your drawing, then you walk away and you're going about your day to day. You do walk a bit more confidently. You feel like, oh yeah,
Yep.
I can take on the world. Let's go. Let's do this thing. So
And one thing that they all say is like is usually listening to like these tapes once is not enough. You gotta keep coming back
yeah,
and listening to the same speeches over and over and over again. Because as you progress more yourself,
Mhm.
you'll find and see different things in these speeches. And I remember all the way back in second year second year or third year, probably third year, because I haven't been on this train too long.
Yeah.
When I first started to listen to these guys, and like I was taking some things from them, but now that I've actually graduated and I've experienced a little bit of success, I'm experiencing these same things being said by these same people in the whole new light, and I'm just like, whoa.
yeah. I was
Cool.
actually yeah. It's amazing because even funny enough, I actually listened to one the other day by Arnold Schwarzenegger. And
Is that
people,
the one where you're doing the commencement speech?
I think it probably is something like that. But you know,
Yeah.
there's that tapered with a couple of other things. There was even one. It's no as like screaming in your face, but Jim Carrey done inauguration speech for a graduation class. I think was it NYU or maybe something else, Caltech.
Yeah.
But his whole speech about like his dad failing at his job and everything, and the whole line about like you can fail at something that you hate, so you might as well try and fail at something you want to do.
Yeah.
That was also a really good speech. So I'll try and link all of these below so you guys can watch them. But there's so much out there. You just have to go on YouTube and type motivational speech, and there's like 100 million videos that people have posted up. But I know ET.
Some of them are better than others. But
yeah, definitely. I mean, like ET, like you said, and Les Brown are probably two of the major ones, I think, because their whole job is motivational speaking, whereas
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, actor, whatever else, and then Jim Carrey. But then again, even with Arnold, I mean, the guy is a self-made man. Like all the training he done to become Mr. Olympian, Mr. Universe, and then obviously a successful actor, and then governor of California. And Yeah, so he's done a lot in his life, So
Crazy motherfucker.
yeah, but no, definitely. I mean, these things would be great for people to walk out and listen to for drawing. And again, with Inktober, because for those who don't know, Colin's trying to obviously kind of remotivate himself to push social media. What is your official Instagram again?
What? Oh, C. Scott Searle Art. I'm gonna have to come up with like a proper name for myself at some point.
Yeah, like the robot
Like
pencil one, or
that's exactly what I was gonna say. Like Robot Pencil, or I can't think of any other ones, but something like that.
yeah, because I know robot pencil is Anthony Jones, but there's actually a guy, Marcin, that I met, or Marek. I think it's Marek, the guy I met from CG Project Red. He's Bandit Pencil.
Ooh.
So, but yeah, no, an alias thing would be quite cool as well. And again, yeah, if you guys haven't heard of Jake Parker, I don't know why you wouldn't have, but
his name's Mr. Jake Parker officially.
yes, if you could get across here to the UK and be Sir, but yeah, he's actually doing a book tour just now for his latest book. But he invented Inktober, and yeah, he's got some great motivational videos on his page as well. Actually, the one he done a while back, which was finished, not perfect.
Yep, that was actually just a cut down version of one of his other videos that I don't know if he edited it or someone else did, but it reached a lot more people than the other one did, and I think that may have just been because of the editing and the fact that it was like 2.5 minutes long.
Yeah, I was more inclined to take it because it was such a short span, but he's right. He talks about that about how. You even said yourself, you're not 100% satisfied with the stuff, but it's done. It's finished, it's out in the ether, and that's more important than, drawing something forever and thinking, no, that's not good enough, and scrapping it and throwing it, and it's not good enough and throwing it.
Just keep finishing something small every day. And I mean, like George was telling me the same thing about working out. Like he was telling me, he's like, I look at you like 2-3 months after you started, and you, even if you haven't actually lost any weight, you look like you've lost about 15 pounds. And he's like, that's what consistent action does. Like it the results are obvious even a couple months later. And I'm just like, so the same thing's true with drawing, right? He's like, of course it's fucking true with drawing. God damn it. He doesn't actually swear. No, you know what? He does swear that much, but.
Yeah. And then they slapped you and threw you at the ground and stomped you.
Yeah. Although one thing about George, I thought he was indestructible until he fucked up his back, just like I fucked up my back, and I was just like,
shit.
All right, so he does actually hurt himself occasionally. Okay, cool. That makes me feel a little bit better.
Yeah. Well, actually, we just on the way home tonight, I actually drove by a guy giving like lessons out in like a local park, and he had like the big massive tires and the hammers and all the crap that you guys have probably been training with, and I was
That's exactly the same.
So I stopped and got his number, and I'm going to start his classes.
Dude, yes. I mean, like it might the time of year might be kind of you'll probably have a couple of weeks, maybe a month or two left, but
yeah.
Of course,
it's Rain Man. At the end of the day, the guy was like, "You'll be sweating enough that you'll probably not notice it." So.
Yeah, we have pretty much the same mentality. Like, unless it's raining like a shitload and you're literally waiting around, then maybe not. But yeah,
because even at that point, because you're in a park, the ground starts to like fall beneath your feet. So but no, I've definitely been motivated to go back down and get started back into training, because I'm feeling like the gym's cool, but I'm totally not a gym bunny. Like I don't know, like I say, it's got its purpose and the machines are there, you can use them, but I don't know, I kind of need someone yelling in my face constantly. I don't know what that is. It's the same with taking on Suzanne's stuff for like learning. Sometimes I can ingest so many videos and books, but like I find that a one-on-one with a person is like they talk about it, like how people have different ways of learning. I'm pretty sure I discovered early on that I'm like a kinesthetic learner, so you kind of learn by touch and feel and sight. So you kind of learn by doing. Like when people show you stuff, you just repeat the process.
Yeah.
So I've probably found that's more inclined to my way of learning. So I think with fitness and with art, that's probably going to help me massively. So
yeah, one thing George said, one thing a whole bunch of other people have said that I've heard, and I can't remember who said it, but like you can have a personal trainer, you can have people telling you what to do, but one of the most effective things to get you out there, or even just to get you drawing, is just like not someone who's telling you what to do, but someone who's just doing it with you, because that's basically what it's become for me. Like he's no longer teaching me. He might show me like a new thing every week, but it's literally we just go together, and like other people are starting to come with us now because like they're like, oh shit, they've been going all summer. Yeah. What the fuck? We should be going too. But it's more something you just do with someone, and then like you're obligated to do it. It was the same thing Jake Parker was saying with Inktober. Tell people that you're doing it and make yourself accountable, and then you will actually do it because you don't want to let people down.
Yeah, definitely. You know, like, and with the fitness thing, it's a bit harder for me because I'm finding that moving my lifestyle across to art now, and obviously the stuff I'm doing, that people I was with before weren't huge gym goers, weren't big fitness guys. So, but then I'm finding sometimes when I'm going to these places, I'm actually making friends at the gym, or when I'm going to these classes, I'm hoping I'm going to be able to, you know, talk to a few people. So, you know, you can pick people up there, but yeah, definitely
Make friends way faster when everyone's in extreme pain. So,
oh shit, yeah, you bond over the sweat and the pain. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So cool. We'll cut it there, guys. But thanks again to Colin for speaking. I'll not get back to his work because he's super busy, and of course I need to get to my bed and sleep. Hey. But again, I'll post all the links below for motivational talks, for Colin's artwork, for my own artwork, and then we'll be back hopefully. Planning out the week. I've still to get an email back tomorrow morning, but we should have an interview coming up back on the next episode. And yeah, any final thoughts, Colin, before we leave?
If you're not doing Inktober, get the fuck on it, and that's about all I have to say.
How bad do you want it? How bad?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Remember, check us out on YouTube, or depending where you're going. We're also on iTunes. We're also on SoundCloud. We're going to be moving across to announcement. We're going to be moving across to Spotify soon, because they now do podcasts. So yay!
Nice.
So you can find us pretty much anywhere if you just search Digital Artcast. And of course, if you go back, we have interviews with Titus Lunter, John Verwildenberg, and of course Matt Rhodes, which we've all conducted with me or Colin, and many other topics. So yeah, check us out,
Soon
guys.
to be a whole bunch more.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Bigger ones. And then again, we're nearly at 100 subscribers. So just a quick shout.
Holy shit, we are!
Yeah.
Whoa!
Just a shout out to everybody who subscribed so far. Thank you so much for subscribing. It means a lot to me and Colin. And yeah, this is why we do this every week, because you guys want to listen to it. So somebody's listening, Colin. Thank God.
Yeah. Slowly
Okay.
but surely. Consistency. That's what
Consistency.
it's all about.
Yeah. Woo. Okay, guys. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you again next week. Bye.
All right. Bye, everybody.